Do you guys have an idol? Like a person you look up to, that you want to be like when you grow up? I've had lots of idols through the years, but they're usually like famous people and my parents. But y'all, if your idol is a celebrity or a YouTuber, this video might just change the way you view them
forever.
Because today, we're gonna be exposing the most horrifying things that YouTubers and celebrities have ever done. So if you guys think your favorite celebrity is innocent, smash that like button and subscribe. Alright guys, do you love kittens? Well, who doesn't? When I was little, I wanted a kitten so bad, but my parents didn't let me because I'm allergic. Well, it turns out that apparently not all people love kittens, and some even torture them, just for the fun of it. Like this was a famous YouTuber who just randomly wanted to beat up and torture his kitten. Take a look.
YouTubers who committed up crimes. Peluchin Entertainment was actually a pretty young guy who typically uploaded Five Nights at Freddy gameplay. Until one day he posted a video that featured off his adorable kitten, which he then proceeded to torture and then murder on camera. He would then frequently upload videos of him beating his kittens. I'm not gonna describe the f***ed up ways that he was doing it, but if even I'm hesitant to describe the details, then you know it's bad. For some reason, YouTube was letting this guy post these videos for like a really long time, until after a while they finally decided to ban him.
That's so cruel. Like, why didn't he just stick to making FNAF content? Who just randomly thinks, I'm feeling a little devious today. Let me just go ahead and purge my kittens for a few times. I feel so bad for those kittens. They really deserve a better place to live. Go ahead and drop a like if you guys feel like these kittens should have a better owner. And also, leave a comment if you have a pet. I want to know what kind of names y'all's pets have. Alright Vanilla Beans, this next one is pretty recent, and you might even know him. It's a famous singer called David. He was pretty popular on TikTok, and I really liked his songs before. My favorite of his songs has to be Romantic Homicide. Well, maybe not anymore. You might have already heard, but he got exposed for doing the most horrible thing imaginable. Guys, I really used to look up to this person. You won't believe what he did.
On September 8, 2025, LAPD officers in the Hollywood Hills respond to reports of a foul odor at a nearby impound lot. Inside a vehicle's front boot, they discovered a decomposing body of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, a 15-year-old who had been missing for over a year. For her family, it's a tragic end to a search that had stretched on for months, but for detectives, it's only the beginning. When they trace the vehicle's ownership, the trail leads to prominent singer and songwriter David Burke, known professionally as David. The 20-year-old rose to become one of the biggest names in alternative pop, with songs such as Romantic Homicide and Here With Me, amassing over 3 billion streams on Spotify alone. Although the discovery of Celeste's body in David's vehicle doesn't confirm any involvement, the circumstances have undoubtedly raised questions about a possible connection between the two. Coincidentally, both David and Celeste have a tattoo on their index finger that reads, "Shh." Celeste's mother also revealed that her daughter had a boyfriend named David at the time of her disappearance. The case takes an even stranger turn with the leak of a 2023 demo track, allegedly written by David. Titled Celeste Demo on Finn, the song reportedly contains lyrics about being obsessed with a girl named Celeste. Further fueling speculation, unverified photos, videos, and Discord messages have circulated suggesting the two may have spent time together on multiple occasions. Considering this is an ongoing investigation, much of the speculation remains unconfirmed. Even so, the unusual details surrounding the case are difficult to ignore.
Why would he do that? I really loved his music. Now I can't listen to it anymore, or I'll just feel bad. He was successful, rich and famous, like he had everything, and then just randomly decided to commit murder. Do you guys think he had some kind of weird fetish? Or like, was he just a psychopath? But guys, another thing is that the girl he murdered was his girlfriend. And she was 15! A 20-year-old and a 15-year-old. Like, the more I look into this case, the worse it gets. But like, the creepiest part about this is that many of his songs are actually about killing his girlfriend. It's actually kinda insane to think about now. Like, imagine he's been snitching on himself all the time, and people just took it as a joke, because there was a song. Alright guys, do you watch live streams? Like, it's basically like a YouTube video of someone sitting and playing games or something. But instead it's live, so it's like happening right now. And you can chat with your favorite streamer while they play. Honestly, it's not really for me, but many people enjoy it. But when people are live streaming, you can see exactly what they're doing right in this instant, right? So like it must be impossible for them to be anywhere else, right? Well, apparently this next YouTuber murdered a person and then used his live stream as an alibi. Like, it's gotta be one of the craziest alibis I've ever heard. Take a look, guys.
So this Irish YouTuber, let's call him Toyman. Now Toyman reviews toys on YouTube and other stuff. And one night, it's almost Christmas, and he's doing a Christmas live stream playing Vice City. At the same time, a soon-to-be killer is getting on a city bus. And he rides that bus for a bit until it reaches its stop. And the soon-to-be killer exits the bus, and he walks a few blocks, and he enters an apartment. The woman living in that apartment is this woman, Natalie. Now Natalie is actually Toyman's girlfriend. She's also 15 weeks pregnant. Now the soon-to-be killer is now in Natalie's apartment, and suddenly he unalives her in a really brutal way, a way I won't describe. He then leaves her apartment about 45 minutes later with new clothes on, and he finds a taxi and he gets in, and the taxi drives him for a bit and then drops him off in a residential neighborhood in Lisburn. Meanwhile, Toyman, he's at home, he's still live streaming, but because he's having technical issues, he can't really interact with his fans in the chat.
It means I can't check the live chat, which is a real shame. So by all means, talk amongst yourselves.
Now eventually the stream ends, and he's been at it for like 6 hours, so it's time for him to go to bed.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Farewell.
And the next day, he drives to see his girlfriend, Natalie. He hadn't heard from her all day, and he wants to check on her. So he gets there, and he goes into her apartment, and there he finds her body lying there on the floor. And he's devastated, and he contacts police. Then police show up, and they talk to Toyman, and Toyman is like, I think I know who did this, and he gives them a name. But for some reason, police arrest Toyman. Now lucky for him, that same day he gets out on bail. And eventually they clear him as a suspect because, as we all saw, he was live streaming that night for about 6 hours. Now Natalie's parents, they are, of course, heartbroken over all this. I mean, they lost a daughter and technically a grandchild, so they really push to get Natalie's story out there. They go to the news media, the media picks up their story, so now it's all over the news. They and some others helped organize a big rally in Natalie's memory. And of course, Toyman shows up. He's there giving his full support. But despite the parents' best efforts, police still have no leads on catching the killer. Until the police forensics team have a really thorough look at that 6-hour live stream that Toyman did on the night of Natalie's death, which was still posted to his YouTube channel. And they discover it wasn't live at all. It was a pre-recorded video. He wasn't interacting with his fans in the chat because he wasn't streaming in real time. So police see this and they're like, what the fuck? That was his whole alibi. Not only that, the killer, who had been seen twice on CCTV footage coming to and from Natalie's apartment, that guy matched Toyman's height and build. Not only that, but police get in contact with the taxi driver from that night, and they get his GPS data. And the data shows that the place where the taxi driver dropped the killer off just happens to be right outside of Toyman's house. And according to the driver, the killer had forgotten his wallet, and he had to run into the house and get it and come back and pay. And the house he ran into? Toyman's house. Then police asked driver to pick the killer out of a lineup, and of course the guy driver identified is Toyman. So police arrest Toyman a second time. Now he's in jail while he waits for his trial to start. And by the way, that 6-hour Christmas live stream that he did that night is still up on his YouTube channel. And he literally titled it, I'm not making this up, The Violent Night Christmas. And Toyman is from Lisburn, Ireland, so shout out to Lisburn.
How long was he free for? Like, they even had time to run a whole protest and stuff, while the murderer was literally right there all along. That man was literally playing Among Us in real life. Like, that's so sus. That the night a man's wife is killed, he streams without a chat? Thank God that taxi driver remembered his face. Otherwise, it would have probably been impossible to catch that true killer. Talk about a real murder mystery, huh? Alright guys, speaking of death, this next YouTuber is called JStation, who was a YouTuber that faked his girlfriend's death for views. And guys, I used to love watching this guy. Like, my little brain-rotted head just loved looking at his scary vids all day. It probably hindered my development somehow, and that's probably why I'm so stupid now. Anyways, it actually turns out he got banned from YouTube. He did some very legal pranks and stuff. I didn't even know before I watched this video. Check it out.
Blowing up in the mid-2010s, J-Station would go on to produce some odd content, and the beginning of his demise started when he began posting videos hiding out in random locations. The police of course caught on to this, and he would have to pay a hefty fine along with getting demonetized on YouTube. He would then go on to create another channel and completely switch up his content, and this is where he started to do some really disgusting content targeted at children. He did a series of Ouija board videos in which he would attempt to contact previously passed celebrities. These celebrities included the likes of Mac Miller, XXXTentacion, and more. This was clearly feeding off of young children who bought into it and garnered a lot of negative attention online. But everything would really unravel for J-Station with his next video. He posted this breaking down at a gravesite claiming that his girlfriend had passed away in a car accident. This was obviously tragic until you found out the truth. He had actually faked the death and talked her into it, and it was an entire hoax. Then after eventually breaking up with his girlfriend, he would change the name of that channel to 666 and attempt to post those creepy videos once more. Of course, YouTube caught on to this and deleted all of his YouTube channels and completely banned him from the platform.
Wow, some people really get indulged at making content, guys. This guy was so hungry for YouTube views that he would literally do everything to get views. Why wouldn't he just say the truth? Think of all the people that were fans of his girlfriend. It must have been so heartbreaking watching that video for them. And then, turns out, he was just trying to get some YouTube views. And like, breaking into private spaces and staying in them for 24 hours is not a good video idea. You definitely deserve the ban, guys. Or what do you think? Alright guys, have you all ever watched family YouTubers? I feel like they're always really sweet videos, just happy family stuffs and funny challenges. Well, if y'all have ever really looked into these family YouTubers, it turns out making your kids into content all the time is not that good for your relationship with them. It usually doesn't end up in anyone getting arrested, but this incident was just magnitudes worse than usual family channels. Check it out, guys.
Utah mother of 6 Ruby Frankie became known on social media for her perfect family and parenting skills. She would give wholesome parenting advice on her YouTube channel 8 Passengers, which eventually amassed over 2.5 million subscribers. But viewers began to raise an eyebrow in 2020 when Frankie's 16-year-old boy said that he'd been banned from his bedroom and was forced to sleep on a beanbag for 7 months. On another occasion, Ruby sent her 6-year-old daughter to school without a packed lunch because she believed she was old enough to prepare her own meals. When the school contacted her with concern over this, Ruby still refused to bring a lunch for her daughter.
So the natural outcome is she's just going to need to be hungry. And hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her a...
Ruby's idea of not letting her children eat as a disciplinary action became a disturbing pattern throughout her videos. An online petition was soon launched reporting perceived child abuse and neglect. But Ruby and her husband spoke out in defense of their parenting, saying the incidents had been taken out of context. However, by 2022, the couple had separated and Ruby's YouTube channel was banned, prompting her to begin working as a mental health coach for a company run by licensed therapist Jody Hildebrandt. The two formed a relationship and moved in together, before launching a new YouTube channel called Connections, where they again gave advice on parenting. But the dark truth behind them began to unravel in 2023, when one of Ruby's sons escaped through a window and ran to his neighbor's house requesting food and water. Appearing emaciated with open wounds and duct tape around his limbs, the boy's condition prompted his neighbors to break down into tears and call police, who later found 3 of Frankie's other children in similar conditions.
Jody, I need you to step out. I have my turn. That's great. Step out of the house. No, I'm not going to step out. Step out of the house. Step out of the house. Whoa. Let's get into my family house. Wait a minute, how do you come to my house? Right there. You can walk into my house. You okay? Is this just you in here? Where's your sister at?
The kids were brought to the hospital and treated for severe malnourishment and deep lacerations from being tied up with rope. Police later reported that according to the boy, cayenne pepper and honey had been used to dress his wounds. While searching the home, police found Ruby's journal, which documented the awful abuse of her children. She apparently believed that her 2 youngest kids were demonically possessed and should therefore be punished. Both Frankie and Hildebrandt ended up pleading guilty to 4 counts of aggravated child abuse and received the same sentences of 4 to 30 years in prison.
Oh my god, guys, this woman is literally out of her mind. Like, who would have thought someone who was giving parenting advice on YouTube with over 2.5 million subscribers was torturing your children? And guys, did you see how skinny those children were? Like, it's gotta be some next level torture if the kids are literally escaping through their window and begging for the neighbors to help. That's literally insane. Alright then, Millibeans, that was all for this video. Hope you all learned something new from this, and now you know what YouTubers and celebrities you should never support. Remember to like and subscribe, and as always, stay safe. Bye bye!